guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to show you how to make a fantastic spinach and artichoke dip that's surrounded by rolls. So good. What a showstopper if you're having like a last minute get together for maybe New Year's Eve. Like, we're going to be spending New Year's Eve at home with friends and family, and this has to be on the menu, and wait until you see how fantastic it is. It is the stuff of dreams. Let me run you through the list of ingredients for right now anyway. You'll just need some chopped onions and garlic. These are some drained artichokes that were like canned artichokes, but make sure they're in water. I've got some Italian seasoning, sour cream, mayo, shredded mozz, cream cheese, a little bit of olive oil. You'll need some spinach, which I'll talk you through in a minute, and then you'll need some rolls, which again, we can talk through once we get there. But let's just saute our onions and our garlic for right now, because I want to get that out of the way, because once that's done, all of the cooking is done. A little olive oil on a small skillet. Add these babies right in. I'm going to add a pinch of salt to them, and then we'll be ready. Where's my salt? I grabbed my salt. Onions are done. Let's talk rolls, okay? Now, what I've got here, these are some frozen dinner rolls. What you do is you thaw them and you just let them rise until they're risen, basically. Now, if you want to make your own, you can make homemade dinner rolls and do this. If you want to, you can get a couple cans of biscuits and use that. Just make sure that you cut them smaller. The point is, use whatever bread of your choice. I really like this version of doing this because it's just really easy, and sometimes around this time of year, in the hustle and bustle of the holidays, it's nice to kind of take a little shortcut. But these are fantastic, and they're just in the frozen section of my grocery store, and they're really, really easy to put together. Now, as you can tell, these are risen, that's why they're sticky. I've got a little ramekin upside down in the middle, and that's because I'm going to part bake these, and I don't want them to kind of cook all the way in, otherwise I won't have any room for my dip, which I want to put in here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pop this into the oven at 375 for about 5 to 6 minutes, or a little bit longer. I'll keep an eye on them, or until they are developing some color, and then we're going to finish up our dip in the meantime, and then we'll unite both things. All right, so now we're going to work on making the actual dip, and it's so good you cannot even understand. So we're going to mix everything together. I've got my onions that I've cooked. I've got some spinach. This is a box of spinach. Whenever I'm making like a spinach dip or spinach filling of some sort, I always use frozen spinach because it's the best bang for your buck. Because for me to get that much spinach that I have just squeezed out of any excess liquid, I would have to buy a lot of fresh spinach, and I just don't think it's really worth it. And this is just one of those great things that you can get at the grocery store. All right, we're going to add everything together, the artichokes, the spinach. This is probably going to make more than I can fit in the middle of my pan, but you can just make it more on the side in a smaller pan, and then just serve it with crackers or some bread. Hello, delicious. Or use it as a stuffing. I just went there. Some Italian seasoning, a little bit more salt, just because there's a lot of stuff that we have to season. And now very patiently, using a rubber spatula, you want to just kind of mix everything together. That is perfect. They were in the oven, yes, they were in the oven, so I just had to turn off my timer for 10 minutes. My dip is done. I added a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano to my dip. Oh, you don't even know, but you will once this is done. It's going to fit beautifully in the center too, I think. This is a different pan that I'm used to using because I wanted to make a really big one versus a small one in my little red pan that I use all the time. And if you are a LITK watcher, then you'll know my red cast iron pan that I use all the time. Oh, that's going to be magnificent. Listen. You can come over for New Year's Eve. You can come over for New Year's Eve, and you're going to love it. Now, what I've got here is a little bit of garlic olive oil. I should get a brush, but you know what? We'll live. So this is going to taste like a garlic knot situation. I'm impatient. I want to get this into the oven, hence why I'm not going over there and grabbing a pastry brush, but you know what? Beautiful. It's home cooking. It's beautiful home cooking. It's going to give you that marriage of garlic knots, dinner rolls, artichoke dip. I mean, it's just too good. It's too good. And then we're going to top the middle and a little bit of the sides with some shredded mozzarella and some Parmigiano Reggiano. Okay? I am a generous person. And let me just tell you this, okay? If we were to have it, in my head, we're gonna have one day a meet and greet at a beautiful stadium, I don't know, where all of you can come, and I'm gonna make you this for every table, because I'm going to I want you to just, in this, because it's so good, you cannot even imagine. Back into the oven for another 15 minutes or so, and then we dig in. Yes, we will. It's fabulous. Just sprinkling some dried parsley on top. This one back into the oven. Oh, so excited. I'm excited. This one back into the oven for about, hold on, let me get myself a fork. Look at that. The first one's kind of like the sacrifice, if you will, you know, because you gotta break that seal, you gotta break that mold in there, you know? Oh. Timer's off. I couldn't wait with the timer. Give me a second because this is gonna be really hot, but it smells so good. There are no words. Hold on now. I want it all in my mouth. That is what dreams are made of. So ridiculously simple. We took a little help from the store to make it even easier on ourselves. It is a money maker. And if you don't go to laurainthekitchen.com to get the recipe and make it right away, then you and I are just not friends. We're just not. Okay. Recipe's there. Hope you enjoy spending time with me. I gotta dig into some more, but I don't want to embarrass myself, so I'm just gonna wait till you leave. And I'll see you next time. Bye.